Yep. What's going on, Israel? We live and in the building. All right, now. Make sure my mic is going good. Give me 1 second. All right. All right. What's going on, Israel? I'm Precinct Officer I.S.U.P.K, the Israelite School of U.P.K, and we going in tonight on some scripts. If you got any questions online, anybody tuning in, if you got any questions, hit me with them in the chat. We're going to answer all questions you got about this book called the Bible. You know, we're going to get into one Lord, one faith, and one baptism. All right. If anybody coming in, if y'all can hear me, give me a one to make sure mic is good. I checked on my phone. I sounded all right. But if I'm scratchy or anything on y'all end, let me know. Okay. So first we're going to go to Ephesians chapter 4 and verse 5. All right. Get Ephesians 4 and 5. It says one Lord, one faith, and one baptism. Why is it saying one Lord, one faith, and one baptism? It's one Lord, one faith, and one baptism. Appreciate that, Brown Hornet. 1975. What's going on, bro? If you got any questions, hit me with them in the chat. Everybody coming in, if you got any questions, come on, hit me with them. I got this computer here I can monitor and make sure everything's going good. All right. Right now, we at Ephesians 4 and 5 in the King James Version of the Bible. Okay. Oh, what's going on? Dr. Zagabar, what's good? It's my man right there. All right. Ephesians 4 and 5. One Lord, one faith, and one baptism. One Lord, one faith, one baptism. This is very specific. This is very important to understand. Why? Because to have one Lord means you got one power. It means you got one God. You got the Most High God. Jesus Christ is not the Most High God. However, Jesus Christ is king over Israel. When the Most High God sent Christ to die for the nation of Israel, that same person, that same man he sent is going to get sent back into the earth and deliver the children of Israel. He's going to rule the planet Earth, okay? Now, one faith, one baptism. To have one faith, we read before in the scripts, faith without works is dead, right? So there's one faith, one. You can't have many different faiths, many different denominations, many different beliefs. You go to other churches, you got Christianity and believing over there, and you got people who believe Christmas is okay. You got some that say Christmas ain't okay, but then they turn around and have church on Sunday. You got some places that say Christmas and Halloween is not okay, and Sunday worship ain't okay, but you can eat whatever you want. Okay. There's only one Lord, one faith, and one baptism. Now that baptism is Christ's baptism, not John's baptism. And we're going to go into a little bit of that here today. We're going to break down one Lord, one faith, and one baptism. All right. So we're going to go over to Exodus 15 and 3. For anybody coming in, if you want to catch up, we're going to go over to Exodus 15 and 3. Exodus 15 and 3, and I'll let y'all get there for a second. Exodus is one of the first 5 books of Moses for anybody that don't know. All right. It's the second book in the Old Testament. So Exodus 15 and 3 says, the Lord is a man of war. The Lord is his name. The Lord is a man of war. What does that mean? Does that mean we have to be, shooting guns and fighting all the time and punching people and committing harm and violence against each other. No. The Lord being a man of war is everyday warfare, meaning everything in every day is a fight. It's a battle. Everything that you go through every day is a fight in a battle. And what are you fighting every day? Why should we read this and understand how this applies to us? The Lord being a man of war. What happens in warfare? Let's start with what happens in warfare. There has to be authority. There has to be a delegating of authority. There has to be order. There has to be rules set in place. There has to be a certain level of information coming in and information going out. There has to be orders given. There has to be orders taken. Warfare is strategic, and you have to know how to fight. And oftentimes we hear that word fight and think it's with your fists, with your hands. Fighting is mental too. Warfare is a mental battle, a physical battle, your spiritual battle, all of that. And in this book and in this Bible, you learn how to do all of those things in this school. When we were talking earlier about different denominations and faiths and all that, there's only one place that you can truly learn how to serve the Most High God and know what the Lord of War is about, or that man of war is about. Now, how do you become somebody in that war? How do you become a man of war? How do you learn how to be strategic and disciplined and to move in a way where you're fighting demons, you're fighting your lust, you're fighting that person on the job? Again, not with your hands and your feet, punching and kicking, but spiritual battle, mental. How do you do that? You learn how to do that in this book. So you can't go to any and everybody about this book and learn how to fight. You got to learn how to do it from men who were taught how to do it by the inspiration of the Lord. Otherwise, you're going to be running around saying that Christmas is not okay, but you worship, go to church on Sunday. You're going to be flip-flopping, and you can't have that. That's why it says one Lord, one faith, one baptism. When Commanding General Yohana brought out about all camps coming together back in 2012, that's because you can't have a group over here and a group over there and a group over there. Now, we ain't going to force you to come in here, but there's only been one body since the beginning. There's only been one Lord, one faith, and one baptism all the way back when this was written, back then in Ephesians. So now we're getting what that one Lord is and understanding how to apply it. So we're learning about the Lord from this book. And this says that the Lord is a man of war, meaning the Lord ain't no punk. The Lord ain't your husband. The Lord ain't your boyfriend. God ain't your buddy. I hear people talking about Jesus is my husband, even though you got the Most High God and you got Christ. In Christianity, they put them two in one and the same, but they're not one and the same. So Christ is an austere man too, though, but the Most High God is a man of war. So Christ is just like the Most High, but they're not one and the same, though. So the same way that you come in here and you learn and you grow and you mold yourself into a warrior, a soldier, then you are taking on the spirit of Christ, but you are not Christ yourself. So to understand that, you gotta learn who the Most High is. You gotta learn who Christ is, and then you gotta ultimately examine yourself and learn who you are in order to align yourself with that spirit in serving Him and being like Christ, and then ultimately serving the Most High, in which we all have to do, just like Christ said. Even Christ said that He got a God, and that God is the Most High Father, the only one that is good at the end of the day. But we're going to get into that a little later. All right. But for now, Exodus 15:3 says the Lord is a man of war. The Lord is His name. Yahweh in the Hebrew is the Lord's name. And even in that is very important and very heavy. To know the Lord's name is special. Even to speak the Lord's name, demons run. Demons run. You got to know these. You got to know that you have a way to be strategic and disciplined and to know warfare. Everything ain't always sunshine and rainbows. You got to know how to fight and how to battle the things and those principalities and demons that are trying to draw you back into the world and destroy you. For those that are in the U.P.K, for those that been anointed and changed their life, when you come in, the battle keeps going. Them demons want you to come back into the world and fail and lose and die. But you got to recognize what that is and know that it's warfare going on. There's a battle for you. The Lord wants you to serve him, and Christ came to teach us how to serve the Most High. And it's for your soul at the end of the day. But when are we going to take it serious enough to say, you know what? Let me stop trying to think and care more about what I want and what I think is good for me and start doing what the Lord says and what the Lord got for me. It may not be what you want, but it's going to be what you need. And sometimes we as a people can't understand that. We can't understand how the Lord, it wants something for us when we're looking at what's right in front of our face. Just because you see what's right in front of your face, you don't understand that what's going on behind the scenes with what the Lord got for you. That's the thing that you need. You may not like it, but it's going to be what you need to survive in this place and in this time. All right. So the Lord is a man of war, and that's how we should be also. We should be warfare. And again, that doesn't mean running around with a mean face, with a gun in your hand, ready to fight all the time and punch and kick and scream. Nah. You just have to know how to learn how to deal and be strategic and disciplined and focused and honorable and have integrity, doing the things that are right when. All right. So now, okay, we're going to carry over to Joel 2:27. Joel 2:27. All right. All right. Joel 2:27 reads, Joel 2:27, and ye shall know that I am in the midst of Israel. Why is the Lord saying that? Why is the Lord saying this? Let's go up to verse 26. Joel 2:26 says, and ye shall eat in plenty and be satisfied and praise the name of the Lord your God. What does that mean? Meaning that here in Joel 2:27, you learning that the Lord is for Israel. The Lord is for us. So when it says in Joel 2:26, and ye shall eat in plenty and be satisfied and praise the name of the Lord your God that have dealt wondrously with you. That's us. And the Lord has dealt wondrously with us. He's been right to us. He's kept his end of the deal every time. But we the ones that went off and fell off. We the ones that wasn't doing right. We the ones that went against him. Shalom, sisters. All right. Y'all Shema Thumb Bashim Y'all Shot. All right. We the ones that went off. So right now we're at Joel 2:26 for anybody that want to catch up. And it reads, and ye shall eat in plenty and be satisfied and praise the name of the Lord your God that have dealt wondrously with you. And my people shall never be ashamed. Why is it saying my people? Anybody that read this verse that don't understand God or understand the Bible, they might say, oh, see, it's talking about God's people. And if you just believe and have faith in God, then you are God's people. That's not true. The Lord is being very specific here in Joel 2 and 26. He's making it clear that my people, which is possessive, and those people are the Israelites or Israel. We gotta understand that we the ones that fell off. We're the ones that went against the Lord. We're the ones that got to make this thing right. And the only way we can make it right is understanding who that one Lord is, understanding how and seeing what the one faith is and one baptism is, and doing that thing. So when the Lord said here, and ye shall eat in plenty and be satisfied, and praise the name of the Lord your God, we're not doing that. We're choosing other things to be our God. We're not choosing the Lord to be our God. We're choosing money, or we're choosing women, or we're choosing some vain thing that's not going to do what the Lord said here. You won't eat in plenty and be satisfied. Look at the people who make millions and all this money. All this money doesn't satisfy them. All this money doesn't make them plenty and whole, especially with how they have to go get it. A lot of times the people that make this kind of money, it's on the backs of other people or on the blood of other people. So they may look good now. It might look good now that they're making this money, or they got these women, but at the end of the day, it falls every time. Think about all your entertainers and so-called business moguls and things like that. They didn't come to a good end. The same people that made all this money and worshiped money as their God and fell to women or drugs, the ultimate end was either death or prison, because they don't know who the Lord is. Christianity, you got Big Mama in them. You got all these black women in the first, second, and third row. No man, probably overweight or frail and old as hell. You got the effeminate men in the church. The men are subservient to the women. They're up under the women. Don't know how to be strong in their own house. The pastors, he's disgusting, using and abusing the women in the church. Don't even give a damn about the man, taking all the money. It's been the same thing for decades, hundreds of years. So when you read here in Joel, the 2nd chapter, in verse 26, and ye shall eat in plenty and be satisfied. Anybody ever ate enough and was satisfied? Yeah. You ever not eaten and you wasn't satisfied? Yeah. But the Lord saying that you gonna eat. When you rolling with the Lord, you gonna eat. You gonna learn and gain wisdom. You gonna learn how to navigate in the earth. You gonna learn how to build a family, correct yourself, and check yourself. Meaning this, you gonna recognize the things that are coming to you that ain't right, and you can weigh it against the scriptures and ask yourself, is this thing okay? If it doesn't match and go align with the record of the Lord and what he want, then it ain't right. If it does go in line with the Lord, then you know it's right. That's what we have the record for. That's what we have history for. That's why we reading about God. We're going to get into faith, and we're going to get into baptism too, and to fully understand tonight what it is. If y'all got any questions in the room, come on with it. Just post them in the comment section. I'm constantly looking and checking it out. If y'all got any questions, it don't matter what it is. If you know somebody that's have a question and you want to ask for somebody, you're more than welcome to ask that too. All right. So in the middle of verse 26, that have dealt wondrously with you. The Lord has dealt wondrously with us. When this whole thing was created, when this earth was created, all the way down and all the way through the Bible, you can read how the Lord dealt with us wondrously when we were on top. The Lord gonna deal with us wondrously in the end. We gonna be the ones ruling and on top and in the end, not on the bottom. We only on the bottom now because we messed up. We the ones that messed up, and we're trying to show the Most High that we're doing what you saying to do, that we are capable and able to serve you and pleading to show him that, hey, we're doing what you saying to do. This is what you ask. This is what you command. This what you want. We gonna do that. We gonna do that. And we gonna fix black people and Hispanic people and change this face of the earth. Even when it looked like it can't be done, we gonna do that. So the Lord has dealt wondrously with us. But right now it don't look like that because we failed and we're on the bottom. Christianity failed black people, man. Christianity failed. Now the Lord raised up men and prophets today to fix it. I remember when there wasn't a U.P.K. Fayetteville. There wasn't a U.P.K. South Carolina. There wasn't a Israelite this and that in Florida and Texas and all these different places. Now you got the Israelites, and I'm talking about I.S.U.P.K. Israelites across the globe, and it's growing and growing and growing. It ain't stopping. Why? Because the biblical prophecy of these men and women being raised up and these children being taught. We're raising up children to take on this thing, which is so heavy and so beautiful. Okay. And my people shall never be ashamed. You should never be ashamed to learn your culture and your heritage in the earth. You should never be ashamed to rock that shield of David, to put on your garment, to rock your fringes, put on your studs. You sisters, get you a fly dress, you know what I'm saying? Get you fly earrings and get you a nice head covering and the shawl things and your nice shoes and your those heel things. Show. Don't be ashamed of that. Don't be ashamed of that. You brothers, grow your beard out. I'm working on mine, but grow your beard out. I seen some brothers when I met brothers, they didn't have a beard at the time. Now they look like warriors. I'm over here trying to stretch and pull my joint out, just trying to be like them. Get your braids. I know some brothers that had a lot of hair. Well, the Lord took the hair from them. And for those that got hair can rock their braids now. Do that. You know what I'm saying? Do that. Rock your braids. Don't think it's out of style and all that. Ain't no style. We make the style. We create and make the smallest things great. Remember when big white tees and baggy jeans? I'm talking about them real baggy jeans. The big white tees and baggy jeans. You talking about a white t-shirt and some jeans. That went global. You had Chinese and Japanese across the globe, across the earth, trying to be like you, rocking white tees and baggy jeans, thinking they Israel. When the Israelites was rocking the braids back in the 90s, and then the NBA picked up on it. Remember, the NBA weren't rocking braids back in the 80s. You know what I'm saying? Go look at all the old tapes. They maybe had afros and low cuts. Israelites, them U.P.K. brothers was booming in the 90s, man. Inspired the brothers in the NBA to start rocking braids. That's where you get your Allen Iversons and all that. And they started rocking the braids in the late 90s and 2000s. You know what I'm saying? We the inspiration on the earth. Go look at the Hispanic brothers with the low riders and things like that, and the cars they got. With the what's that officer Zion was telling me about? Where the paint can sparkle. It looks like the paint is sparkling in there. You know what I'm saying? The paint looks like it's flashing. You know, that sparkle paint in there. Them Judite brothers put the candy paint on there, put the 24s on there. Them Hispanic brothers get the 6 Deuce Impalas, the 663 Impalas. You know what I'm saying? Put the 100 spoke rims on there. That's us. We the ones doing that. And guess what? Them other nations across the globe try to copy us. You got Japanese people acting like they Hispanics, rocking white tank tops with the khaki pants with the suspenders like they essays, like they Hispanics and all that. They ain't, man, they trying to be like us, but they can't be us. They can't never be us. The white man, he a culture bandit across the board. He don't even got a culture. He go and take a culture, claim to be that, and then say he is that. He go and take the land from the Native Indians, then he claimed to be a Native Indian. You know what I'm saying? So when the Lord said, and my people shall never be ashamed, don't be ashamed to be black. Because I'm telling you, when Christ come back and crack that sky, and you see this black man with 200 million of them black angels, you're going to be ripping off. You're going to be running around. I'm black. You know, I'm black. I am not a white man. I am a black man. Them Hispanics, they going to be running around. You know what I'm saying? Orale, we brothers too. Them Gadites, them Native Indians on them reservations, going to be coming out the woodwork. And we going to bring them up. We're going to get them too. Okay. Joel chapter 2, verse 27. And ye shall know that I am in the midst of Israel. See? So when you read verse 26, anybody can read that and say, see, he talking about everybody. He talking about God's people. But in verse 27, the Lord made it clear that he's in the midst of Israel. All through this Bible, you got scriptures that say that. All through this Bible, you got different places and different prophets in different areas, but all together they saying they're the children of Israel. All through and through. Joel 2 and 27. And ye shall know that I am in the midst of Israel, and that I am the Lord your God. Yeah, God is the Most High God. He the Most High power. The Most High can do whatever he want to. But this is how he got this thing in order. He the God of Israel. God ain't the God of the universe and the cosmos and the horoscopes and all this other nonsense. He the God of Israel. He's saying, I'm your God. And it's so important to understand how heavy that is. That your God, the black man's God, the Israelites' God, the Hispanic man God, is the Most High power. Them Arab gods ain't real. They don't help and do nothing for nobody. Them Chinese gods don't exist. Them African gods, all the way back from Egypt, all the way to South Africa, all the way through that continent, them gods don't exist. Okay? But the God of Israel does. And none else. Meaning there ain't no other gods. There ain't no other power. The Most High God is the power. We can't be trying to worship other gods and think what? That they supposed to do something for us. Don't get it twisted. Don't think, oh, well, I serve this and this happened for me. I serve Islam and look how rich I became. That don't mean the God is real. That don't mean Allah exists. Allah ain't real. What is real are demons. Demons are real. And them demons want you to believe that anything outside of God is the thing that you need. Anything outside of God is going to work for you and be for you, and it's not. You must first learn who the Most High God is. You must first learn who the Most High God is, and then how to serve that God. Nothing else. Now, can you go get a job and make money? Of course. You can go get a slave and make money. You can get on your job, make your $20 an hour, your whatever, go to college, go ahead and get you a degree. That's fine. But that degree ain't gonna save you. The money ain't gonna save you. But serving that God will give you, serving the God of this Bible, that God of Israel, that's gonna give you that protection. And guess what? You're gonna see that there is one Lord, there's only one faith and one baptism. That's it. You're gonna learn and see day by day, okay, I'm growing, cleaning myself up, doing the right thing, warring and fighting the battle, fighting the demons. That's what it's about. That's what life is about. Life ain't about you being a robot and God put some magical thing on you, and now you only do what, well, you like this, and you don't have any form of thinking. You just a robot. That ain't what the Lord wants. The Lord wants you to learn, and learn what? Learn who He is. Learn about Christ. Learn about the Son of God. Learn about the Israelites. Learn about your culture and your heritage. Learn about yourself. Examine yourself, and then make a decision. You're going to serve God. You're going to put that culture on. You're going to be an Israelite. You're going to stand with the Lord, or you're not. There's only two streets, only two ways to go. You learn that you're an Israelite, serve the Most High God in the right way, in its entirety, and learn it in the Israelite School of I.S.U.P.K. It's the only place you're going to get it. Okay? You ain't going to get it nowhere else. I'm sorry, not sorry. All we got to do is just follow instruction and do what we told to do. The hard part is over with. The hard part is that the Lord could have made you a Chinese man. The Lord could have did that. The Lord could have said, I'm going to make you a Chinese man. The Lord made you a black and Hispanic man. The Lord made you a black and Hispanic man. All right. Oh, what's going on, Alba? What's good, man? The hard part is over with. You know what I'm saying? You was made to be a black and Hispanic and Native Indian. That, man, the hard part over with. You in the game. All right. Verse 28 says, and it shall come to pass afterward that I will pour. Hold on. Oh, hold on. I think I skipped the part. Go back to verse 20, Joel 2 and 27. And ye shall know that I am in the midst of Israel, and that I am the Lord your God, and none else. And my people shall never be ashamed. There it go again. Don't be ashamed to do this. Don't be ashamed to walk around with your shield on. Don't be ashamed, sisters, to cover your head up. You know what I'm saying? Don't be ashamed of what we doing or what you doing. It's a beautiful thing in what we do. What we doing is so righteous and so beautiful. When that day comes, when the Lord just ultimately blows this thing out the water, and we are on top, don't miss your opportunity to be that. Don't miss your opportunity to be on top like that, man. Please don't. Please don't squander such a beautiful opportunity. When you get an opportunity to get a job, you take it. When you get an opportunity to make money and all that, you take it. When you get an opportunity, you brothers get an opportunity to talk to a sister and she fine as can be and she giving you play, you take that opportunity. You get the opportunity to get a new car and all that, you take that on. So take on the opportunity what the Lord giving you right now, because later down the line, you're going to see why it was important to take it now. Okay. So I'm going to go over. You good, Alba? Want a water, man? Good. All right. We're going to go over to Exodus 20 and 2. All right. Exodus 20 and 2.
It's the book of Exodus, chapter 20 and verse 2. I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage.
I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. What is important about this? This same exact thing is happening today. This is how you learn and understand who the Lord is. The Lord is the one that brought us out of the land of Egypt and used Moses to do it. Okay? The Lord is the one that brought us out of that bondage. Why is that so important? Because we got to get brought out of this place. A lot of, and I was on Instagram and Bigo and all that social media stuff, and I was having conversations with people outside of America and in other nations, and they know about the plight and destruction of Black people over here. They know about it. But the thing that I learned about them in part is that some of them lie and fabricate as though they're oblivious to what is really happening. And then some of them don't know the severity of it. They don't really know the level at which it is really messed up for us. They look at it like we can come up in this place and we can go into corporate, we can go to school and get an education and use that to elevate ourselves and all this other stuff. That might work for them, but that don't work for us. And they don't understand that. There is no way to elevate in this place to the magnitude at which the Lord is looking for. So when the Lord delivered us out of Egypt, then we got to understand what? That this is happening today. And we got to turn to that God and use that God and hope that God is rolling with us to help us get up out of here and have faith and do what he's saying to do to get us up out of here. Okay. And when it says out of the house of bondage, read on.
Verse 3. Thou shalt have no other gods before me.
Thou shalt have no other gods before me. God is a jealous God, meaning he don't want us serving nobody else. He don't want us being, and I'll if you want to chime in whenever, man, you know how we get down. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. That ain't necessary. That's not only talking about your Allahs and your Buddhas and old Cesar Borgia. That's talking about money. That's talking about material things. That's talking about your family members and your pets and things like that. Drugs. A lot of people put drugs before God. Like that comedian Mike Epps, even though he was making a joke, a lot of people take it serious that way. When he said, I want to turn my life over to God, but I got to get this money first. He don't, like many, and it won't he the one rolling with that other dude that was joking on the Israelites and old boy died. I believe that was him when they made that joke and they put on the Israelite attire and they walked out onto a street corner and was making fun of the Israelites. And then the homeboy he was with, he died. And you ain't heard Mike Epps make no more jokes about no Israelites after that. Now, we didn't do nothing to him. But, old boy, he died. He is no longer here. So before you go making fun of what we do, you better go read about them she-bears and them kids that made fun of the prophet for being bald. Okay. Let me see where we at. All right. So we're going to carry over to go ahead and read verse 4.
Verse 4. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the Salakia, or that is in the water under the earth.
Right.
Thou sh-
Meaning, you good. Meaning, thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above. This is talking about when you look at white Jesus, or you might look at the gods that they create, like Poseidon and and all your Greek gods, or even all the Egyptian gods, because they had many gods. They had gods of the water god, Happy. They had the bug god and the dog god and all these different gods that they truly did worship and believed that these gods were actual gods that had power. Why do you think that? Why do you think the Lord did the plagues? The Lord was doing the plagues to show the children of Israel they ain't no gods. There ain't no other gods but him. He was showing you with each plague how the gods they worship couldn't do nothing. When he turned the darkness on them, that was showing that sun god they believed wasn't a real god. With the frog god, showed that the frog god couldn't do nothing when the Lord brought the frogs through the land of Egypt. The water god showed when he turned the water to blood and showed the water god couldn't stop it. He's showing Israel that these gods that you believing in under this captivity are not even can't even do anything about it. They're not real. And in the end, when he killed every firstborn, even of the cattle, showed that Pharaoh was no god either. Summed it all up, wrapped it all the way up to show that Pharaoh won't no god either. Just like your presidents and all these people behind the scenes, they ain't no real gods. They ain't no most high God. They might have the position and authority now, and they are portrayed as gods and untouchable, but you seeing the same downfall that Egypt got, the same downfall that Rome got, the same downfall that America gonna get. You watching it in real time right now. So when the Lord said don't make any graven images, it's talking about paintings, statues, worship of anything else. Don't do it. That includes your money, that includes your drugs, that includes women, that includes anything. Okay. So carry me over to Isaiah 45:5 so we can more so understand about this Lord. All right.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 45 and verse 5. I am the Lord, and there is none else. There is no God beside me.
The Lord's keeping it straight up. I am the Lord your God. Ain't no other God beside me. Ain't no other gods other than the Most High God. Ain't no other gods. Ain't no one beside him. Can't nothing even match or compare to the Most High. Just ain't gonna happen. He the Most High power. Ain't nothing else. There's only one. Only one. Even Jesus Christ worships that same God, serves that same God, is the son of that God. That's the reality of it. Read it again.
Verse 5. I am the Lord, and there is none else. There is no God beside me. I girded thee, though thou hast not known me.
I girded thee, though thou hast not known me. The Lord been here. The Lord is the one that raised you up. The Lord is the one that put that spirit in you before you was even born. The Lord is the one that created you before you even knew what anything was. Before we knew how to talk, how to see, how to breathe, how to read and write, the Lord was already the one here. The Lord already knew who you was before you even got here. He already knew it. He's the one that brings that life and that death. He know what time it is. We got to get on accord with what he got. He won. We got to learn the chess game that he playing and get on his side and on his board so we don't miss the pieces. We don't miss the play. He 10, 20, 30 steps ahead of the white man. We got to catch up with the Lord. How do we do that? By knowing what this book talking about. How do we do that with brothers? By understanding brotherhood, by understanding how to deal with each other, how to talk to each other, understanding that this brother's going through this, I got to deal with him this way. This brother's going through that, I got to know how to deal with him. This brother's going through this kind of thing and saying this, and he's available for this or available for that. I got to know how to work with him this way. Oh, this brother good at building shelves. Okay, we're going to use that brother to build shelves for the books. Oh, this brother's good at electronics. We're going to have him work in an electronic department. Okay, this sister cooks well. You know, all right, sister, we're going to put some money together. Have you cook this, and this? This sister know how to sew up some fringes, know how to, you know what I'm saying? Know how to do, I don't know, CPR classes or something like that. I don't know. She know how to authorize, you know, certifications or something. You know, I don't know. But we're going to learn how to utilize together, you know? All right. So read on.
Verse 6, that they may know.
I'm sorry. Can you drop down to verse 7 for me?
Verse 7, I form the light
I form the light
and create darkness.
and create darkness. This the Lord. Keep going.
I make peace
Uh-huh.
and create evil.
Uh-huh.
I, the Lord, do all these things.
Now, this is what people don't really understand about the Lord, which is why they got questions, because we are taught that God is all good. The Lord is loving all the time. That can't be true. What about what's going on in the earth now? All these wars and bombs going off and tribal fights and things like that. The Lord is creating all these things. Christians read this and say, oh, see, they said the Lord created evil. The Lord made a homosexual. The Lord created that. No, he didn't. The Lord did not create that. The Lord didn't create two men having sex with each other. He did not do that. The Lord is the one who, the Lord is the one who can yay or nay something. But he did not create a man going up in another man. That's something that man created. A man, black men and Hispanic men sleeping with white women and Chinese women and all that. That's a decision that we decided to do. God didn't say, okay, I'm going to have you do this. I'm going to create this world. We did that. So when it says he do evil, that ain't talking about the evil that we are accustomed to. Thinking about like, you know, like horror movies and all that type of shit. People shaking like the exorcism and all that. That ain't what it's talking about. Why do you think the scriptures say the Lord sent evil angels to do these things? Y'all got to learn who this God is. Y'all got to learn about that one baptism and that one faith. Okay? The Lord is the one that sets these things in the way they should go. Somebody get in a car accident, get hit by a drunk driver, and that person died. The Lord allowed it to happen. It's unfortunate, but that's something he allowed to take place. Just like you, if you have children, if you have a house and you have children, you got one child who does everything you tell him to do. You're going to give him that protection, show him the right way, raise him up correctly. Then you have another child that's completely disobedient, always leaving the house and going outside and learning out there. Well, that child that's always running outside isn't under the protection and guidance of what's going on in the house. So whatever happens to that child out there, because they chose to go out there, and I'm not talking about a child like 5 or 6 years old. I'm talking about child with sense, you know, and at an age of sense. They go out there and they get beat up. They learn the hard way. Then what do? They come back. And then they try to, they had to learn the hard way. The parent didn't want them to learn the hard way, but that's just what had that you chose to go outside of these doors. And you learn what happened to you, and now you're coming back. But that child that learned and chose to do the right thing, he didn't go out there and get beat up and robbed and all that. That's what we got to understand about this thing. Okay. All right. So take me over to Romans 3:31. Romans chapter 3 and verse 31.
It's the book of Romans, chapter 3 and verse 31. Do we then make void the law through faith?
Do we then make void the law through faith? Meaning, well, I have faith, so I don't got to do the law. I have faith in Jesus. So I don't have to remember, I don't have to go to Passover because I have faith in Jesus. I don't have to, I don't have to wear fringes and a border of blue because I have faith in Jesus. I can eat pork and stuff because I have faith in Jesus. Read it one more time.
It's the book of Romans, chapter 3 and verse 31. Do we then make void the law through faith?
Do we then make void the law through faith? Do we get rid of the law because we have faith? Keep going.
God forbid.
God said no. This New Testament here. This in the book of Romans. You don't void the law because you have faith. Keep going.
Yeah, we established the law.
Yeah, we established the law because that faith without works is dead. So what kind of work can you put in if you don't know the law and how to execute it righteously? I can't just go my whole life doing whatever I want. If I go around robbing people and beating people up in the neighborhood and having sex with anybody and anything, but I got faith though. You know what I'm saying? I got faith though. That ain't gonna work for me. That ain't. Hey, we got tissue over here. Got any tissues? That ain't gonna work for me. That ain't gonna work for us. Oh yeah, I got faith, but I'm robbing niggas. Oh, I got faith, but I'm stealing and killing. Oh yeah, I got faith, but I eat whatever the hell I want to. I'm doing all this nonsense, but I got faith though. I got faith though. Nah, you can't just say you got faith and do whatever the hell you want to do. I got faith in God and Jesus. Hell no. You better tap and recognize what's going on in this Bible and what this Lord is about. You better get down. Okay. Read on.
That's the end of that.
Oh, that's the end of that?
Huh.
All right. Take me to Ephesians 2 and 8. Let's get Ephesians 2 and 8.
It's the book of Ephesians, chapter 2 and verse 8. For by grace are ye saved through faith.
For by grace are ye saved through faith. What does that mean? For by grace are ye saved through faith. Okay. What is grace? Grace is your time period to get it right. So by faith, for by grace we are saved through faith. Why? Because in that time, what can you do? How do you know that this is saying? How do you even know that this is saying to keep what God said to do? Because what would be the point of this grace period if there wasn't anything to do? What would be the point of Christ dying and giving us a great and the Most High allowing us to have a grace period if there wasn't anything to work for? If there was no laws and commandments to abide by, then Christ should be back already. What's the point? What are we doing all this for? What's the point? If God loves everybody, Jesus died and nailed the law to the cross, like you Christians say, then what is the grace period for? If you have a cell phone bill, you get a grace period to pay that bill. If there's no bill to pay, then what's the point of the grace period? Shouldn't they just keep your phone on and erase the grace period and say, you good? You call them up and they're like, nah, you good. You ain't got to do anything to in this grace period to, the grace period eventually ends. So when that grace period is over, if you don't pay that bill, they cut your phone off. But if there's no bill to pay, if there's no laws that need to be kept, what's the grace period for? What did he die for? If everything was cool. These are the questions that you got to ask yourself to understand what is this talking about. Keep going.
Verse 8, and that not of yourselves, it is the gift of God.
Keep going.
Verse 9, not of works, lest any man should boast. For we are his workmanship, created in Christ Jesus unto good works.
Right, because you got to put the work in. The work don't stop just because you got a grace period. The work don't stop because you have faith. The work keep going every day. Be it you fighting it spiritually, you fighting it physically, you fighting it mentally, emotionally, whatever it is. And all of this just dominoes effect into brotherhood, serving the Most High, being strong, not falling weak, calling your brothers, sisters talk to each other and communicate, build sisterhood, all these different things. All right. That's your faith right there. That's faith. Faith, and not just watching and just waiting, but putting in the work. Putting in the work to establish and not just wait and watch for the kingdom of God and wait and watch for Jesus, but putting in the work. Yeah, it might get difficult sometimes. Yeah, it might get hard and what's it called? Meticulous or redundant and over and over and over. But that's the thing that protects you. Just like somebody who exercises and works out. Yeah, every day they go to the gym and they push iron. They're running every day, or they're doing. But as days go by, you get more conditioned. Days go by, you add more weight to it. Days go by, you run a longer distance. Days go when weeks and months go by, and you're eventually conditioned to a point where you're able to handle the amount of running you got to do. You're able to handle the amount of weight that's on that bar. You're able to handle the amount of cardio or whatever. Same thing with this work and this truth. Yeah, in the beginning, it may have been difficult to get up in the morning and go to camp, but you got up and you went every Saturday till you got conditioned as normal. Yeah, it might have been difficult at first to teach and break down scriptures, but you exercised that, and now you put the work in. Yeah, it might have been difficult on how to talk to a brother and learn how to when to talk and when not to talk, and learn how to just follow the order and do what you asked to do, and then now you locked in. It take time, but it's work that got to be put in for that. You got to put an effort into it. You can't just sit back on the fence and wait. The funny thing is that we put in work for any and everything else that we want. We want to get a new job, man. We put on all that work and effort to get that new job. You want to holler at a broad, you do everything you can to holler at that sister. Everything. And you get it. But you got to do that same thing for this. All right. Let's get James 2:19, please. We get James 2 and 19. All right.
The book of James, chapter 2, and verse 19. Thou believest that there is one God.
Thou believest that there is, go ahead.
Thou doest well.
Uh-huh.
The devils also believe and tremble.
Right. Because there is only one God. That's what it's saying. People, a lot of this earth, they know there's only one God. They might be running around acting like there's only one God. And devils is plural right there. Even devils know that there's one God. There's only one. Even when you deal with atheists in them and they be like, oh my God, who the hell are you talking to? The entertainment industry and regular people on the street talk about this whole God thing and God this and God that. Well, you better make sure you serving the Most High God the way you supposed to. You better make sure you in line and in tune. Okay, is that it on that?
God.
All right. Carry me over to Ephesians 5 and 25. All right. Ephesians 5 and 25.
It's the book of Ephesians, chapter 5, and verse 25. Husbands, love your wives, even as Christ also loved the church and gave himself for it.
Right. Hold on. Let me catch up to you. All right. Read it one more time, please.
The book of Ephesians, chapter 5, and verse 25. Husbands, love your wives, even as Christ also loved the church and gave himself for it.
That says, husbands, love your wives. That wives is plural, but we're gonna get that's another breakdown. Even as Christ also loved the church and gave himself for it. Keep going.
Verse 26, that he might sanctify and cleanse it with the washing of the water by the word.
With the washing of water by the word. Not washing of water by dunking you in a tub of water and saying that you are holy and sanctified now. This right here is Christ's baptism. By the washing of water by the word. The only way you're going to have that one baptism is if you get taught with the words of this Bible that you can do this or you can't do that. That's the only way you know. That's the only way you're going to understand how to serve the Lord. It's the only way you're going to know. Oh, my bad. That's the only way you're going to understand, by being taught and told what is and what isn't. I know I got our bod here. Brother was sharing with me about how somebody close to him, wanted to eat a certain thing, and he told this person, "Nah, you can't eat that. You're not around me. Don't eat it at all. But you damn sure ain't gonna eat it around me." And that person listened to him. Now, how did that person learn, and how was that person washed with water right there by the word? So by our bod telling this person, now they know, oh, I can't eat this. But if you go and take a person and dump them in some water and bring them back up, the first thing they're going to go eat is that thing that they're not supposed to go eat because they don't know. Dunking somebody in water like John's baptism and bringing them out of the water doesn't implant the scriptures in your mind. It doesn't give you the information and the words as to what you're supposed to do and not supposed to do. Dunking somebody in some water doesn't mean you get some magical powers and you're like, oh my God, I'm an Israelite. Dunking somebody in the water of John's baptism, then they come up out that water and they go, oh my God, I can't eat pork. Oh my God, I'm supposed to be doing Passover in the Day of Atonement. You don't get dunked in the water and at the Holy Episcopal Baptist, and you come up and go, oh my God, Jesus is black. Oh my God, we're the true children of Israel. When they dump you in the water, when you come up, man, half them hoes get dunked in the water and be hoes in the water. I done seen, you go look up the videos. Them nasty hoes get dunked in the water and come out shaking ass and rubbing on themselves and stuff like that. What the hell are you doing? Like, they get dumped in the water and feel like they special now and start rubbing themselves like this, coming up out the water and stuff and posing and shit, taking pictures like they special. Oh my God, I saw this shit and I was like, yo, they dumped the girl in the water and she came up and showed the ass to the camera and they taking pictures and clapping and all this stuff. You look online, see homosexuals getting dunked in the water and coming back up and they still fruity as all hell. What is happening? You don't get dunked in the water and now all of a sudden you are a brand new person. You still the same nasty freak you was when you went in. You still the same person that's selling dope. What are you talking about? You got to get washed by the washing of the water by the word. You got to be told, hey, you cannot eat pork no more. You cannot celebrate Thanksgiving. And then get the explanation and break down why. You cannot serve other gods. You cannot join the other nations. You can, men, you can wear jeans. Women, you can wear pants. Women can do this. Women can do that. Women, you can wear earrings. You can wear jewelry. Women, you can get your hair, done and braided up and stuff like that. Men, you can grow your hair out if you want. Don't let someone tell you a man cannot grow his hair and get his hair braided. Man, you can grow a beard if you're capable. Go ahead. You cannot shave that beard. You cannot take a straight razor to that beard. You cannot shave your head bald. You cannot dress like a woman. You can't wear women's clothing, man. Woman, you cannot wear clothes that pertain to men. You can't go put on a man's clothing and dress like a man. You must dress like a woman. Men, you must dress like a man. You cannot dress like a woman. You cannot wear a dress. You cannot, wear makeup and stuff, grown man, like a woman. Okay? Where are we at? Was that 26? Okay. Carry me over to Acts 1 and 5. Acts chapter 1, verse 5. And we're going to hold it open. I see 3 people. If we got any questions before we roll, got any questions before we get up out of here, go ahead and shoot them in the chat. Me or I will catch it. All right. But Acts chapter 1, verse 5.
It's the book of Acts, chapter 1 and verse 5. For John truly baptized you, for John truly baptized with water, but ye shall be baptized with the Holy Spirit not many days hence.
Right. For John truly baptized with water. There's a semicolon there. But ye shall be baptized with the Holy Spirit not many days hence. Because why? Meaning, yeah, he did baptize with water at one time. And when you go through the story, it was him realizing that, oh, there's one to come that's going to take my place. And I ain't going to be able to fill his shoes. That being Christ. So when Christ came, that's when the water baptism was supposed to stop. And then we went on with what Christ was hitting us with, which was the record, teaching and showing and saying you can do this and you can't do that. That's what we were supposed to roll with. That's why the baptism, the one baptism is the washing of water by the word, being baptized through that fire. Learning that you can and can't do something is difficult for a lot of people. It's difficult to go your whole life doing something and now you got to completely change it. That burns on the inside. Like I said earlier, like working out. If you don't exercise or work out, you start on day one, your thighs are burning, your abs are burning, your back is hurting, your muscles are aching and all that stuff. But as you get baptized through that fire, eventually it don't burn no more. And now you roll it. You know what I'm saying? That's the same thing with the truth. You hear about what you're supposed to do and not supposed to do, and you going through that fire. Okay, I gotta stop doing this. I gotta stop eating this, and I can eat this. I gotta stop celebrating this, and I gotta start honoring the Lord's high holy days. Okay, I gotta stop dressing like this, and I gotta dress the right way. I gotta, I gotta learn. I gotta fight the demons that come to me, and then I gotta recognize what that demon is. Fight that, and then if I see that demon trying to get on my brother, I gotta help him fight that demon too. As it goes on and on, you start to it ain't too hot no more. So once you get baptized through that fire and then you come out on the other side, a brand new man, you able to fight and do the things you're supposed to do. All right. Let me see. Let me see. All right, read on. Verse 6.
Verse 6. When they therefore were come together, they asked of him, saying, Lord, wilt thou at this time restore again the kingdom to Israel?
Right. So, oh man, hold on. Oh man, what's so heavy about this right here? Like I said earlier, there's so many scriptures. Why doesn't it say, wilt thou at this time restore again the kingdom to the whole earth? Why is it saying the kingdom to Israel? Because they're asking them, okay, well, wilt thou at this time restore again the kingdom to Israel? They when Christ was teaching, they knew. It's like today we've been taught any and everybody can be saved, and that Christ is coming back to Christ is going to come back and pick up people like a Uber and then take us all to heaven with God. And then now we got Jesus and the angels, and now everybody that believes gets to go to heaven and be one with Jesus. And that's not what they're asking here. They're asking here, Lord, wilt thou at this time restore again the kingdom to Israel? Restore it again to Israel. Because we were on top before at one time, then we fell. Now we're about to be on top again with Christ ruling in the kingdom of heaven for Israelites. It says for Israel, not everybody. Okay. And that's a question that they asked. So keep going.
Verse 7. And he said unto them, it is not for you to know the times or the seasons, which the Father hath put in his own power.
So now he's saying it ain't for you to know yet. So just like us today, it ain't for us to know when the kingdom of heaven is coming, but we're going to have signs to let us know that it is coming, but we're not going to know the exact day and the exact time of like, oh, it's going to be on January 25th, 2029. We don't know. And it ain't for us to know. It's in Christ, and it says, which the Father hath put in his own power. Now he's making a separation from himself and the Most High. He ain't talking to himself. He's talking to these people and making it known that it's not only the Father knows. So it's like in when it says which the Father hath put in his own power. If Jesus was God, Why is he separating this thing that he's talking about? He wouldn't have had to say that because he would have spoke on himself. All right, keep going.
Verse 8, but ye shall receive power.
But ye shall receive power. Go ahead.
And after that, the Holy Spirit is come upon you.
After that, the Holy Spirit is come upon you. That's what we got. That's what happens when you hear the word of the Lord, then the Holy Spirit is revealing to you the truth. Now you got to make a decision whether or not you're going to accept that thing or not. That's what all of us had to go through, either accepting it or not. Many of us, I like myself, I accepted it off rip. Some brothers and sisters may not accept it at first, but then they go, you know what? That's the truth. This is right. You got all types of that. But that Holy Spirit revealing unto us what is and what is not, who the Most High is, by men who are authorized by the Lord to go and tell the truth. I talked to a brother at the slave the other day, and I'm dropping it on him, and he got that halfway look like, you know, what you saying is cool, but I ain't really with that. But everything that's being said is true. Now he got to go back and do the research for himself. He got to make that step through the door. He got to put that effort in and put that work in and say, you know what? I'm going to call this brother. I'm going to go here. I'm going to check this thing out, see what they're talking about, and learn and grow. And then he can get baptized through that fire. He can get the washing of the water by the word, which is real baptism. Okay. So being with that, any questions online? I'm going to give a minute for it. I know we only got 2 people. Anybody got any questions? Hit me with them. How about you? Good. All right. The water for coming through, man. You know, we're holding it down on a Sunday night. All right. We straight. Okay. We're going to pull probably 2 more of these things and we're going to wrap it up. All right. Let me get my, let me see something real quick. Hey, let me get Hebrews 7:20. I got that in here for some reason. What's that say?
It's the book of Hebrews, chapter 7 and verse 20.
All right.
And as much as not without the Salakia, and as much as not without an oath, he was made priest.
Oh, yeah. I didn't mean to have that in there. But that's just talking about no, like you a priest when you make an oath. You make an oath, you come into the UPK and you get that oil poured on your head and you make an oath to the Lord, you are now an ordained priest and prophet of the Most High. And you got to honor that thing. It's going to be some awesome days. It's going to be some hard days. It's going to be tough. It's going to be sunny some days and rainy some days, but you got to push through that. You're going to be tired, you know. You're going to wish you could just lay down and go to bed, but you got to push through and persevere through these things, all right? You'll get your rest, you know. You'll get your time. Everything will be all right. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't mean to have that in there. That's for another topic though. All right. So are we at 8:50? All right, that's perfect. All right. So we're gonna wrap this thing up. I don't see no questions at the moment. All right, so we're gonna get up out of here. All right, I appreciate y'all. Hey, tune in. I.S.U.P.K all over the globe. I.S.U.P.K all over the world. We I.S.U.P.K Fayetteville. You know what I'm saying? 910 holding it down. Big ups to Officer Zion. Big ups to the officers up in here doing their thing. You know, the water, the Commanding General, Your Honor, the water, the generals, the captains, and all the officers across the globe. You sisters, stay strong. Stay strong with your husbands. You single sisters, keep fighting it. We're gonna get you a strong and honorable man. You young brothers coming in, keep fighting. We're gonna get you that oil, get you that name. And you brothers and you warriors fighting every day, keep fighting them demons. I'm right here with you. Our Baha is right here with you. We fighting together, man. We all holding it down like the Lord prescribed us to be, like we supposed to do. All right. War, man. It's about that warfare. Fight them, John. Fight them demons every day. Do not let them win.
Right.
Hold on to them commandments. We doing it. We together, man. You know what I'm saying? We are across the world fighting the same thing. Every issue you ever had, we living on the same earth like you. We from the same ghettos and from the same trials and all that. So there ain't nothing that we cannot fix together, especially with the records in which these brothers and sisters went through and that they had to fight and build. You know what I'm saying? So with that, I'm gonna pass it over to, oh, hold on. Oh, she said no questions. The water for a great class. The water sis for tuning in. You know, I see you I see you tuning in every Sunday. The brothers see you too. You know what I'm saying? The water for rocking it out with us.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's a beautiful thing. You know, when you want to change your life and be right with the Most High. We all fighting in this thing. Okay, hold it down. Stay strong. All right, with that, I'm past class over the priest and officer. I will bod. All right.
Shalom, we at I.S.U.P.K. Start out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother or sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother or sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother or sister will get permission from the head to marry.
And that right there, I would buy, if I could, you brothers and sisters, you honor that. You honor that 6 months.
Right.
Don't shame yourself. Don't shame yourself and shame this school. Every brother and sister that come in here for them 6 months, give them the opportunity to shed themselves of the world, like the Lord allowed you. Don't rush and hustle and bustle to try to sweep this woman off her feet. Have some dignity, man. Have some honor and integrity. You sisters coming in, take your time and shed yourself of the world. I know there's some strong, glorious looking warriors up in here that you want to get a husband and all that. You're gonna get you your man. Relax. You're gonna get a husband. Don't worry about that. But you brothers have some discipline and some order and be strong, man. If the Lord wants you to be with that woman, you're going to be with that woman. Sister, if the Lord wants you to be with that man, you get with that man. But clean yourself up and change yourself, fix yourself first, and honor that thing. Let's keep this house disciplined and cleaned up. Okay? Come on.
Tithes, which is a commandment. The book of Numbers, chapter 18 and verse 21. The book of Malachi, chapter 3, verse 8 through 10. Means tenth in the Hebrew, ma'ashara. 10% of every penny of every increase that the Lord gives you, give to the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatever amount you would like to give. Upcoming holy convocations, the Feast of Dedications, which is December the 25th. Remind Akim and Aquatim to check the bulletin board in the hallway. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, start wearing all black boots, shirts, pants, headband, and scarf. And with that, men of Israel, Amajim. We're going to render one courtesy salute to the teacher. Men of Israel, Amajim Shabbat, Amajim, Barak, Yahweh Shem Yahushua Barakatah, Yadamatah, Sarah, face the sisters. Sisters, Amajim. We're going to render a salute to the sisters. Men of Israel, Amajim Shabbat, Amajim, Barak, Yahweh Shemal Atah B'Shem Yahushua. Yadamatah, class dismissed.
Bye.